Welcome to this video. Not just helpful, not just motivational, but the video that will shift your entire mindset about problems, pain, and power. Let's face it, life doesn't ask you if you're ready. It doesn't ask you if you have money, support, strength, or answers. One day, you wake up, and a problem slaps you in the face. Big or small, it feels like everything is falling apart. Maybe it's money. Maybe it's your job. Maybe it's your relationship. Maybe it's your family, your future, your mistakes, your mental health, your fear, your past. Whatever it is, one truth is clear. Problems don't knock. They crash into your life. And they don't care how tired or lost you already feel. And in that moment, you have two options. React like most people. Panic, overthink, cry, break down, give up, or respond like a warrior. Observe, think, solve, transform. This video is not for people who want to cry forever. This video is for people who are ready to take back their power. I will teach you how to face any problem in a way you've never learned before. No complicated theories, no unrealistic nonsense. Just 7 powerful steps, backed by real-life pain, truth, and clarity. You'll learn how to control your emotions, think clearly under pressure, break huge problems into small wins, ask the questions that unlock solutions, and become so emotionally strong that life stops scaring you. Because the truth is, problems don't destroy you. Your reaction to problems is what destroys you. And while you learn, you'll also improve your English. Because everything is explained in simple, powerful words anyone can understand. So if you care about your life and your growth, subscribe for real change. Let's begin. Step 1. Don't react. Pause and observe. Let's begin here. The first and most important step to solving any problem is to not react emotionally. Why? Because when something goes wrong, the first thing that explodes is not the problem. It's your mind. You start shouting inside. Why is this happening to me? What if everything goes wrong? What will people think? What if I fail? What if I lose everything? You start overthinking. You cry, you panic, you break. You imagine a future disaster that hasn't even happened yet. And guess what? Now the problem is bigger, not because it grew, but because your mind made it 100 times worse. That's why step 1 is to pause. How to pause like a master. Breath. Take a deep breath. Not a lazy one. A full inhale. Hold it for 4 seconds. Exhale slowly. Do this 4 times. This slows your heartbeat. It relaxes your nervous system. It brings you back to the present moment. Get silent. Don't call anyone. Don't post. Don't complain. Sit in silence. Let your brain reset. Because when your emotions are loud, your intelligence is silent. But when your emotions are calm, your wisdom wakes up. Ask, what exactly happened? Without emotion. Don't say, he betrayed me, I'm broken. Say, I trusted someone who made a selfish choice. I'm hurt, but I'm alive. Don't say, my life is ruined because I lost my job. Say, my current job ended. I now need income. Let me think about options. Do you see the difference? One mindset breaks you. The other mindset builds you. And here's something powerful. When you react emotionally, you give your problem power. But when you pause and observe, you take that power back. Let's say your boyfriend or girlfriend suddenly breaks up with you. You feel like your world has ended. You want to scream, cry, beg, check their phone, ask why. But what if instead you paused? You sit alone, you breathe. You write down the facts. They left. I'm heartbroken, but I'm still breathing. I didn't die. I still have my future. I need to understand this pain, not become it. Now you're in control. You're no longer just a victim. You are the observer. And from this mindset, real healing and real solutions begin. Every great warrior, every calm leader, every strong person, they all have one secret. They pause when the world shakes. They don't scream. They think. They don't panic. They prepare. They don't react. They respond. That's what makes them powerful. So if you're facing a problem today, before you do anything, pause, observe, control your energy, because the storm is not outside. The storm is inside, and the one who controls the storm becomes unshakable. Step 2. Write the problem down. Most people are trying to solve problems in their head, but the human brain was not built to carry so much pain, confusion, questions, and overthinking all at once. Let's be real. When something goes wrong in your life, your brain becomes a war zone. You start thinking, what do I do now? What if I fail again? What will people think? How will I survive? Why me? How do I fix this? What if everything goes wrong? And these thoughts go round and round and round in circles. You wake up with stress. You sleep with anxiety. You smile on the outside, but inside you're mentally drowning. That's why this step is not optional. It's emotional CPR. You must take the problem out of your head and put it on paper. Real truth. Your brain is for solving, not for storage. Imagine trying to cook in a dirty kitchen full of old plates, trash, and smoke. Can you focus? Can you cook well? No. Now imagine trying to solve a life problem in a brain full of emotional trash, fear, and smoke. You won't find any solution. Just more stress. That's why writing is not just a tip. It's the clearing of your mental space, so your intelligence can finally breathe. Let me show you the exact way to make this super simple. Even if your problem is big, complicated, emotional, or hard to describe. Open a notebook or grab any paper. No phone typing, no half-hearted writing. Use your hand. Use real paper. This connects your emotions directly to your thoughts. Give your problem a title. Just like a book has a name, your problem needs one. This helps your brain stop treating it like chaos and start treating it like a clear situation. Like, I lost my job. I failed my exam. I feel emotionally stuck. I'm afraid of losing someone. I made a big mistake. Name it, face it, own it. That's how power begins. Now write 4 specific things. 1. What exactly happened? Be honest, just facts, no drama. Example. My manager said they are removing my position due to company issues. 2. How does it make you feel? Let your emotions speak. This is healing. Example. I feel embarrassed, scared, and angry. 3. What are you afraid might happen next? Write down your fears. Don't hide from them. Example. I'm afraid I won't find another job. I'm afraid of disappointing my family. 4. What do you need right now? Honestly? Maybe it's money, clarity, rest, a plan, courage. Be real. Example. I need to think calmly. I need to plan next steps. I need emotional support. When you write your problem down, your emotions stop running the show. Your logic wakes up. You go from emotional victim to problem solver. You're no longer saying, my life is over. You start saying, okay, this happened. I feel this way. I need this. Now let's think. This is the difference between drowning in your pain and swimming through it. Let's say a girl named Sarah feels completely hopeless. She failed her university entrance exam after studying for a whole year. She feels like a total failure. Her family is disappointed. She's ashamed. Her brain is screaming, I wasted my whole year. I'm not smart. I will never succeed. I'm worthless. She writes, title, failed my entrance exam. What happened? I got 53%. I needed 65% to pass. How do I feel? Angry, useless, tired, afraid to face my parents. What am I afraid of? That I'll never have a good career, that people will laugh at me, that I wasted everything. What do I need right now? To pause, to talk to a mentor, to understand what went wrong, to try again. And guess what happens? Suddenly her pain becomes clear. Suddenly she sees a way forward. Suddenly her problem is not her identity. It's just a situation. That's what writing does. It puts the monster under a microscope, so you can study it, not fear it. This is the truth nobody teaches in school. Writing is not just for poets. Writing is how broken people put their pieces back together. If your problem feels bigger than you, write. If your thoughts won't stop, write. If your heart feels heavy, write. Don't underestimate this. Sometimes the answer you've been searching for is inside you. But you won't find it by scrolling, screaming, or sitting in sadness. You'll find it when you stop thinking like a victim and start writing like a warrior. If I can write it clearly, I can solve it bravely. Step 3, break the problem into pieces. Let's get real. When a problem hits you, especially a big one, it feels like one massive monster standing in front of your life. You look at it and think, I'll never get through this. It's too big, too complicated. There's no way out, I'm stuck. But here's the truth. No problem is truly one big thing. Every problem, no matter how giant it feels, is actually made of smaller problems inside it. And the moment you start breaking it down, you stop feeling helpless and start feeling capable. This is how people come out of impossible situations, not by solving the whole thing at once, but by solving it piece by piece. You don't climb a mountain in one jump. You take steps, one step, one rock, one breath. That's how mountains are conquered. Give your problem a title. Again. Yes, we're repeating this part, because it creates clarity and tells your brain, this is something I can face. Examples. I'm deep in debt. My marriage is falling apart. I failed my dream. I hate my job but can't quit. Now the fog is clearing. Now we treat this like a mission, not a nightmare. Ask this powerful question. What are the different parts of this problem? Here's how to answer it. Break it down like a puzzle. You're not trying to solve the whole thing. You're simply asking, what are the smaller problems inside this big one? Someone feels like they're drowning in financial stress. They think, this is too big. I'm ruined. But now, they break it into pieces. Big problem. I'm in debt. Smaller problems inside it. I don't have enough income. I spend money without tracking. I'm scared to talk to my family about it. I don't know how much I actually owe. I'm emotionally overwhelmed and ashamed. I have no emergency fund. I'm afraid to ask for help. Now stop and look at what just happened. That one scary sentence, I'm in debt, has now been broken into 7 clear pieces. This is where everything changes. Because now, your brain is no longer facing a monster. It's facing 7 small doors, and each one can be opened one at a time. Create a small plan for each piece. Now that you've broken it down, don't try to fix all 7 things in one day. That's not how real change works. Instead, go piece by piece. Let's continue the example. I don't have enough income. Make a list of freelance skills, Apply to 5 jobs today. Sell unused items online. I spend money without tracking. Download a simple budgeting app. Write every expense for 30 days. I'm scared to talk to family. Pick one person you trust. Write them a message first. Ask for emotional support, not money. I don't know how much I owe. Log into every account. Write the numbers down. Accept reality without fear. I feel ashamed. Remind yourself, debt is not a sin. It's a situation. And it can be solved with action. No emergency fund. Start saving even $1 a day. Build a habit, not a fortune. Consistency builds power. Afraid to ask for help. Watch videos on debt recovery. Join free online forums. Ask people who've been there. Now what do you see? 7 small action plans. And suddenly, the problem is not a wall anymore. It's a map. Here's what happens to people who don't break their problems down. They cry over the whole thing. They panic because it feels too much. They give up without even trying. But when you break it down, you feel like you have a path. You feel like you can do something today. You get stronger with each small win. Even if you only solve one piece in the first week, you are now in motion. And motion creates hope. Hope creates momentum. And momentum changes your life. Like, I feel emotionally stuck. Breakdown. I don't feel excited about anything. I'm sleeping too much. I avoid people. I feel numb. Action. Go for a walk every morning. Journal how I feel each day. Call one friend per week. Try something new every 3 days. Music, food, book. I hate my job but can't quit. Breakdown. I feel drained. My boss disrespects me. I need the money. I don't know what else I can do. Action. Start applying to remote jobs quietly. Practice boundaries with my boss. Build a side hustle on weekends. Watch videos about switching careers. Do you see how this changes everything? Now, instead of waiting for life to fix itself, you're moving, planning, solving. You're slowly becoming the person who handles problems, not the person who runs from them. The problem isn't the problem. The real problem is thinking you have to solve it all at once. Nobody builds a house in one day. Nobody heals their life in one night. Nobody escapes rock bottom in one step. You solve one part, then the next, then the next. This is how people rise from failure. This is how broken hearts recover. This is how poor people become rich. This is how weak people become strong. Not all at once, but piece by piece. Don't cry about the whole mountain. Don't scream at the whole world. Just pause. Sit and ask, what's the first small rock I can move? Then move it. And tomorrow, move the next one. And slowly, you will climb out. Tip 4. Talk to someone you trust, but not everyone. Sometimes the problem is not the actual situation. Sometimes the real pain is that you're carrying it all by yourself. You wake up every day with a storm in your heart. But you smile at work. You laugh with friends. You say, I'm fine, even when you're mentally breaking down. And slowly, that silence becomes heavy. So heavy that you start to believe, nobody will understand me. People will laugh if I open up. Everyone has their own problems. I don't want to bother them. If I speak, they'll think I'm weak. No one really cares. And so you keep carrying it, quietly, until one day, your mind, your body, your emotions, all collapse. That's why this step is not just helpful. It's emotional medicine, because we're not designed to carry pain alone. And the more silent you stay, the louder the problem becomes in your head. Every human being, rich or poor, strong or weak, needs two kinds of strength. 1. The strength to solve problems. 2. And the strength to share the weight of those problems when you can't carry it alone. You don't become weak by asking for help. You become wise. You don't become a loser by opening up. You become free. But here's the twist. You must be careful about who you talk to. Because not every ear deserves your story. Not every person knows how to hold your pain with respect. So this step has two parts. First, you must talk to someone. Second, you must not talk to everyone. Let's break both down. You might be thinking, what will talking do? My problem won't disappear just because I say it out loud. And that's where you're wrong. Talking does not magically fix your situation, but it does magically release the pressure that's crushing your mind. Let me explain. When a problem stays inside your head, it multiplies. It grows. It repeats itself 1,000 times a day. It fills your mind with confusion, fear, and fake thoughts. But when you speak it out loud, even to just one person, something changes. Your problem becomes real. And when something becomes real, it can be solved. Let's say someone named Jack is facing a major personal crisis. He made a financial mistake. He lost money. He's ashamed. His family doesn't know. His friends don't know. He feels like a failure. Every day he thinks, I'm such an idiot. I can't tell anyone. They'll think I'm stupid. My life is over. Now the problem is not just money. The real problem is his shame, his silence, his loneliness. But then, one day, he gathers the courage to talk to one old friend. He doesn't ask for money. He just says, hey, I made a mistake. I messed up. I've been carrying this for weeks. Can I just talk to you? And the friend listens. Doesn't laugh. Doesn't judge. Just listens. In that moment, Jack finally breathes. For the first time in weeks. Because now, he's not alone. He's not hiding. He's not drowning in silence. And that tiny conversation gives him the strength to take action again. That's the power of talking. Not for sympathy, not for drama, but for release, clarity, and emotional oxygen. Now comes the other side. Just because you're in pain doesn't mean you should tell everyone. Not every listener is safe. And if you share your heart with the wrong person, they can judge you, blame you, spread your pain as gossip, use your weakness against you, make you feel even worse. And that can break you more than the actual problem. So what should you do? Ask yourself these questions. Who in my life listens without interrupting? Who has given me honest advice before, not just sugar-coated words? Who do I feel safe with? Who respects privacy? Who lifts me up even when they disagree? That person could be a close friend, a mentor, an older cousin, a teacher, a coach, a therapist, even an online support group with kind, respectful people. Don't look for perfect people. Look for people with a calm heart and a loyal mouth. Because when someone listens with care, they remind you, you're not crazy. You're not alone. You're not weak. You're just human. And those words can save a life. If you've never opened up before, here's a simple sentence you can use. I don't need advice right now. I just need someone to listen. Can I talk to you for a few minutes? I've been holding something in, and I trust you. Can I share something private with you? I'm not looking for a solution. I just need to say it out loud to someone who won't judge me. You'll be surprised how many people want to help you. They just didn't know you needed it because you never said a word. Sometimes life is brutal. Maybe you live alone. Maybe your family is toxic. Maybe your friends don't understand you. Maybe you truly have no one safe to talk to. If that's you, I want you to listen to this very carefully. You still have a voice, and you can still speak. Even if no one listens, you can talk to a journal, a voice recording app, a prayer, a letter you never send, a camera, a future version of yourself. Because the goal is not just to talk to a person. The goal is to set your truth free from the prison of silence. And once you let it out, even on paper, you will begin to feel lighter, clearer, stronger. Your pain is real, but you are not meant to carry it all by yourself. And your power will return, not when everything is fixed, but when you finally allow someone to hear the pain you've been hiding. So don't scream to the world. Don't post your heart on social media. Don't chase sympathy from strangers. But do this. Find one safe soul and speak your truth. Not to be saved, but to be seen. Not to beg, but to breathe. Not to cry forever, but to finally begin healing. Because once your pain has a witness, it no longer has full power over you. Tip 5. Ask the million-dollar question. What is this problem trying to teach me? Let's be honest. When something bad happens in your life, your first reaction is usually, why me? Why now? What did I do to deserve this? Why is life so unfair? When will this end? What's wrong with me? These are normal reactions, but they all come from one place: emotional pain. And if you stay in that place too long, the pain turns into blame, anger, or self-doubt. You stop thinking clearly. You feel like a victim of your circumstances. And worst of all, you miss the lesson that life was trying to give you. But the moment you shift the question to, what is this problem trying to teach me? Something magical happens. Your brain stops feeling helpless, and your heart starts feeling curious. Suddenly, you're not just suffering. You're learning, growing, becoming stronger, and that changes your entire future. Nobody likes pain. Nobody enjoys failure. Nobody wants problems. But pain has something that comfort doesn't: truth. Because when everything is easy, we don't ask deep questions. We don't change. We don't reflect. We don't evolve. But when life hurts you, when something breaks you, when something goes wrong, that's when your soul starts paying attention. And that's where wisdom is born. So when a problem comes into your life, ask yourself, what is the lesson here? What is life trying to show me that I've been ignoring? What is this moment trying to teach me about myself? Let's say you're going through something very painful right now. A breakup, a failure, a betrayal, a health scare, a financial crisis. Here are some real lessons life could be trying to teach you through your problem. You need to stop trusting people so quickly. You need to take your health seriously. You've been ignoring your mental well-being. You need to stop putting your worth in other people's hands. You've been living in fear instead of taking bold action. You're not listening to your inner voice. You've become too comfortable and stopped growing. You're not managing your money wisely. You're avoiding responsibility and blaming others. You need to set boundaries and stop letting people walk all over you. These lessons don't come from books. They come from real, raw, personal pain. And when you learn them, you become wiser, sharper, stronger, and more alive. Let's take the story of a woman named Elena. Elena was in a toxic relationship for 5 years. Her boyfriend was controlling. He made her feel worthless. She kept making excuses. He'll change. It's not that bad. Maybe it's my fault. One day, he left her. She was devastated. broken, depressed. She felt like a complete failure. She couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, couldn't think. For weeks she cried and asked, "Why did this happen to me? Why am I not enough? What's wrong with me?" But then, she asked a different question. What was this relationship trying to teach me? And everything changed. She realized she had ignored red flags from the beginning. She had abandoned herself to keep him happy. She didn't love herself. She had no boundaries. She was afraid of being alone. That was her real lesson. And once she saw it, she started healing. She started working on herself, reading books, going to therapy, meditating. She rebuilt her confidence. She learned how to love herself. And 1 year later, she wasn't crying anymore. She was glowing, because her biggest heartbreak became her biggest awakening. So, deeply reflect. Ask these 7 easy questions. 1. What happened? In simple, honest words. 2. How did it make me feel? 3. What part of this situation did I allow or ignore? 4. What warning signs did I miss or avoid? 5. What truth about myself did this pain reveal? 6. What do I now know that I didn't understand before? 7. What will I do differently next time? This is not journaling for therapy. This is journaling for transformation. This is how a victim becomes a warrior. This is how pain becomes power. When you treat life as your teacher, everything changes. A breakup is not just heartbreak. It's a class on self-worth. A failure is not the end. It's a class on discipline and focus. A rejection is not humiliation. It's a class on redirection. A financial loss is not punishment. It's a class on money management. A betrayal is not cruelty. It's a class on boundaries and truth. Loneliness is not emptiness. It's a class on emotional independence. Suddenly, your problems are no longer destroying you. They are shaping you, sharpening you, strengthening you. This is how strong people are born. Not because life was kind to them, but because life was tough, and they learned instead of complaining. Life will repeat the same lesson again and again, until you finally learn it. That's why you keep falling for the same type of toxic partner. You keep losing money in the same careless way. You keep facing the same emotional breakdowns. You keep attracting fake friends. You keep quitting everything halfway because you never stop to ask, what is this trying to teach me? Once you do, life doesn't need to hurt you again in that way, because the lesson is complete. You pass the class, you level up, you move on. You were not born to suffer forever. You were born to grow, to evolve, and to become unshakable. But that only happens when you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this here to teach me? And how can I grow from it? Because once you learn the lesson, the pain becomes your fuel. The struggle becomes your strength. And your problem becomes your greatest teacher. Tip 6. Solve what you can. Accept what you can't. Every single problem in your life has 2 parts. 1, the part you can do something about. 2, the part that is not in your hands. And if you don't understand the difference, you will waste your life energy on things you can't change while ignoring the small, powerful actions that could actually improve your situation. Here's the painful reality. Many people stay stuck not because their problem is impossible, but because they are trying to fix what is not in their control and ignoring the small, real steps that are. That's why this step is not just a tip. It's a life skill. It's a spiritual upgrade. It's the wisdom that turns confused people into clear thinkers and broken souls into powerful humans. Imagine two big circles drawn on paper. Circle 1, things I can control. Circle 2, things I cannot control. Now, every time you're in pain or facing a big problem or overthinking something, ask yourself, which circle does this belong to? Things you can't control. What other people think about you. How someone treated you in the past. If someone betrayed you or left you. If you didn't get selected for something. Illness, injury, or physical limitation. How much time has already passed? What your parents did or didn't do. What the world economy is doing. Natural disasters or global events. The outcome of every single situation. Trying to control these is like trying to stop the rain with your hands. You can get wet. You can get angry. You can scream. But the rain will still fall. And the more you fight it, the more exhausted you become. Things you can control. What you say. How you react. How you treat yourself. What you focus on each day. What time you wake up. How you use your free time. Whether you ask for help or suffer alone. Whether you complain or learn. Whether you stay stuck or take small action. Whether you give up or grow. These are your tools, your weapons, your real power. And when you stop crying over Circle 2 and start using Circle 1, you go from being a victim of life to the creator of your next chapter. Let's say a young man named Omar trained for 3 years to become a professional football player. He sacrificed everything. He gave it his heart, body, soul. But just before his big tournament, he got injured. Doctors said, "You'll never play professionally again." He was shattered, depressed, angry at the world. He kept thinking, why me? This is not fair. I did everything right. My dream is over. He tried to force it, kept trying to train secretly, kept damaging his body even more, kept fighting the truth that his injury was real. One day, his coach told him this sentence, "Omar, stop trying to control the part that's already broken. Start asking what you can still build from what's not." That was the shift. He couldn't play professionally. That was Circle 2. But he could. Start coaching young players. Create football training videos online. Write about his journey and help others avoid injuries. Learn sports psychology. Open a training school someday. That was Circle 1. And as soon as he started focusing on that, his life changed. Many people stay stuck in problems not because they're lazy, but because they believe lies like, "It's not my fault, so I don't need to fix anything. If I wait long enough, the other person will change. I can't move forward until someone apologizes. I'll start fixing my life after I feel better. There's no point trying if I don't get a perfect result. My situation is too hard. No one else has it like me." But these lies are mental traps. They keep you angry, emotional, frozen, while time passes and nothing improves. And the only way out is to drop the illusion of control. Stop trying to fix the ocean. Just learn how to swim. 3 questions to shift your mind into Circle. 1. What is one part of this situation that is clearly outside my control? Write it. Accept it. Stop resisting. 2. What can I do today, even if it's small, that will move me forward? 1 email, 1 walk, 1 decision, 1 call. 3. What would the strongest version of me focus on right now? Not what the emotional you wants, but what the wise you would do. This is how you reclaim your mental clarity. Let's say someone lied to you, betrayed you, or hurt you deeply. You keep thinking about it every day. You replay it in your mind. You want justice. You want closure. You want to change the past. You can't control what they did, whether they say sorry, whether they understand your pain, whether they ever come back or not. But you can control whether you keep checking their phone or start healing, whether you use this pain to grow or to punish yourself, whether you sit in bitterness or turn the page and rise. That's the power you still have. That's the circle you must live in. Not the circle of what happened to me, but the circle of what can I build from here? Life will always throw problems. You can't stop that. But the person who knows how to say, I can't control this part, so I won't waste my energy on it. I can control this part, and I will give it everything I've got. That person becomes powerful beyond belief, because they don't argue with reality. They dance with it. They don't try to bend the storm. They build shelter, grow roots, and rise again. You will find peace. Not when all your problems disappear, but when you stop wasting your energy on things you cannot change and start pouring that energy into the small actions that will rebuild your future. Because those small actions, they're not small at all. They're the beginning of your comeback. So stop chasing the part of the story that's gone. Close that chapter and ask yourself, what can I still control? What can I still do? What can I still build? That's where your power lives. And it's more than enough to change your life. Tip 7. Use the 24-hour power move. Thinking about a problem doesn't solve it. Talking about a problem doesn't solve it. Even understanding the problem doesn't solve it. Only action creates movement. Only doing something makes change begin. You can sit in your room for weeks. You can cry every night. You can replay your mistakes again and again. You can write the best plans in the world. But nothing will change until you move, until you act, until you do. And that's why this final step is your greatest key to freedom. Because sometimes, the only thing standing between you and a better life is just one small, bold action. Not next week, not next month, today. Within 24 hours. Here's the lie most people believe. I'll do it when I feel ready. I'll act when I feel confident. I'll move forward once I feel better. But the truth is, you will never feel fully ready. You will never feel perfectly confident. And you might not feel better unless you act first. You don't wait for courage to act. You act, and courage comes after. You don't wait to feel strong. You take action, and strength begins to grow. That's why this step is not optional. It's the engine that pulls you out of the mud. It's the bridge that connects pain to progress. A power move is any clear, bold, intentional action, big or small, that moves your life forward. It doesn't have to solve the whole problem. It just needs to give you your power back. And it must be done within 24 hours. Not later, not someday, but now. Why? Because urgency breaks fear. Because waiting kills momentum. Because every extra day you spend thinking is another day you stay stuck. And the most dangerous place in the world is not failure. It's being stuck in your head, doing nothing. Let's say you're going through any of these problems. Here are simple but powerful moves you can take within one day that begin to change everything. Delete the old messages. Block the person if they're hurting you. Write a goodbye letter you never send. Clean your room and remove reminders. Start a new habit. Walking, journaling, working out. Call a friend and say, I'm ready to heal. Help me stay strong. Make a list of what you learned. Watch one motivational video about comebacks. Reapply. Rebuild your resume. Send one email to ask for guidance or mentoring. Commit to 1 hour of deep focus every day. Write down every expense, every rupee or dollar. Cancel one thing you don't need. Subscription, delivery, habit. Sell one item you don't use. Apply to one side gig, online job, or freelance site. Start a money tracker journal. Take a walk alone. Sit with a notebook and ask, what would I do if I wasn't scared? Call someone wise and say, I need direction. Do one thing you used to love but stopped doing. Write your future self a letter of hope. Open the window. Let light in. Take a long shower and clean your room. Go outside and walk for 20 minutes with no phone. Make a list of 3 people you love and text them, thank you. Write down 10 things you survived that once broke you. Choose one decision. Make it done. Tell yourself, I'd rather make a mistake than stay frozen. Turn off your phone. Sit in silence. Read 5 pages of a powerful book. Put on a timer for 15 minutes and take action no matter what. Clarity doesn't come from thinking. It comes from doing. Confidence doesn't come from waiting. It comes from action. Change doesn't come from wishing. It comes from showing up. The biggest turning points in life don't always come from miracles. They come from one ordinary day where you finally say, I'm done waiting. I'm moving now. When you take bold action within 24 hours, here's what happens in your brain. You shift from victim mode to creator mode. You release chemicals of motivation, dopamine, momentum, excitement. Your confidence slowly returns because you feel in control. Your fear becomes smaller because you're not running from it. You're facing it. You start believing again. Maybe I'm not as stuck as I thought. This is why so many people say, the hardest part was just starting. Once I did that, everything changed. That's what a 24-hour power move gives you. It gives you your life back. Let me tell you a story. There was a man who lost everything. His job, his partner, his money, his confidence. He stayed in his dark room for weeks, depressed, suicidal, empty. One morning, he saw a video. The video said, you don't have to fix your whole life. Just make one move in the next 24 hours. One step. He sat with that line. And then he did something simple. He put on his shoes, walked outside, bought a notebook. He sat in a quiet place and wrote, I'm still alive. I don't know what's next, but I'm not done yet. That was his 24-hour move. 1 year later, he was running a small business, coaching others, sharing his story, helping people who felt like he once did. And it all started with one tiny action that took 10 minutes. That's the power of this step. Don't just close this video and go back to your pain. Don't just nod your head and say, that was helpful. This is your call to rise. This is your moment. You've learned the steps, how to pause, how to write the problem, how to break it into small pieces, how to talk to someone, how to learn the lesson, how to accept what you can't control. But now, it's time to move. It's time to do something bold, something real, something immediate. Because one strong action today can save you from 100 more days of pain. After watching this video, before 24 hours pass, do something, anything. But make sure it's bold, honest, and from the heart. And when you do, come back to this video and comment. I took my 24-hour power move. I'm ready to rebuild. because that's when the healing begins. Not when your situation changes, but when you do.